Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
About a week ago, I noticed an influx of people telling me that I should go check out this movie called Killer Bean Forever. I've never heard of it before, but the title itself was enough to grab my attention. So I went to YouTube and gave it a watch. Oh my God. This one's absolutely worth talking about. It's like The Matrix, but with cartoony coffee beans and guns. So many guns.
Okay, so what do you need besides a miracle?
Guns. Lots of guns.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that the reason why so many people told me to go check out this film was due to Critical. He watched the movie about a week ago, so I can only imagine that's why so many people messaged me about it. Also, for the record, Pan mentioned the movie in one of his vids back in 2016, so give their stuff a watch if you want to see more bean action. Okay, so who made the movie? Now, most of the time, when I say, who made the movie, I'm referencing a studio or company. But this is the rare exception where the word who is meant for an individual, and that person would be Jeff Liu. That's right, this guy basically made the entire movie on his own, which is absolutely insane. The guy is a self-taught computer animator and has been working in the movie industry since 1997. Some of the stuff he's worked on includes X-Men, Transformers, and The Matrix Reloaded. He was actually the lead animator on that film, and it absolutely shows in Killer Bean. You can see the same energy with the movement of the characters during action scenes. Before Killer Bean Forever, there was Killer Bean 1. It was a short that Jeff worked on to sharpen his 3D animation skills. He even made a second short to continue his growth as an animator. But in 2003, he decided to go all in and make an official movie about Killer Bean. According to Jeff, he dumped his life savings into the film and spent 4 years on it, working 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. Seriously, the guy is a beast. Jeff tried to pitch the movie to studios, but they all turned him down. He was on his own with Killer Bean. He said that it cost under $1 million to make, which is crazy when you compare it to the budgets of most computer animated movies. But through his hard work and determination, he completed his project in 2009. And I find that very inspiring. The guy is a true artist who loves his craft. And that really is the greatest thing about this movie. Well, outside of the ragdoll mechanics.
Grenade!
Alright, so what's the movie about? Now, usually when I get to this part of my videos, I drill into the film and really break down the story. But I want to keep it short this time. The reason why is that I want people to see the movie for themselves. It's up on Jeff's YouTube channel for free, so go support him there. I'll do a quick rundown of the story though, so you all can have some context, and I'll also share with you all my favorite parts. So the movie starts off in the greatest way possible. A bunch of breakdancing coffee beans.
I love beans. Hey, I love beans every day. Beans are an excellent source of protein. I love beans. Dig-a-doo.
After that, our main character Killer Bean arrives and kills all the bad guys. Seriously, this dude is like a bean version of Keanu Reeves. We then find out that one of the guys he killed was a nephew of some gang leader. He wants Killer Bean dead and sends his best people to go after him, including a bean that looks a lot like Blade. It's funny, there are a lot of beans that are inspired from famous characters. Jet Bean, Jet Li, Cappuccino, Al Pacino. So things start to get crazy, as both the police department and the gangsters are out to get Killer Bean. But they do not stand a chance. This guy is like one of the greatest killers in fictional history. He can be shot at point-blank range and still dodge the bullet. We then find out that Bean Blade is from the same order of assassins as Killer Bean, and they call themselves the Shadow Beans. Apparently, the organization wants Blade Bean dead, Killer Bean discovers, though, that the Shadow Bean organization is going to betray him and sent Jet Bean to kill him. Geez, hey, here's a fun game. Take a shot for every single time that I say bean. At the end, we get a big Matrix fight with plenty of over-the-top choreography and ridiculous physics, which, hey, I wouldn't have any other way. And what action movie would be complete without a one-liner that makes your eyes roll into the back of your head?
How does it feel to be killed by your own gun?
Funny. I was about to ask you the same thing.
I'm a pretty cool dude. And that's just the facts.
All right, let's go over my 5 points. First, the story. So the story is very much so on the mature side. We are dealing with mercenaries, gangsters, guns, drugs, and beans. Yeah, this movie ain't for children. But that being said, it's not graphic either. No blood, just a bunch of dead beans. The overall story is okay. It held my interest, but there were some parts where it got a little too corny. But I'm like 99% sure that was on purpose. After I got over that, it was easier to enjoy. I mean, I legitimately cared about Killer Bean and what was going to happen to him. He had an arc to his character, so at least we got to see him change throughout the movie. Next, the voice acting. It was alright. According to my research, Jeff didn't have much money in the way of voice actors, so he hired them through Craigslist. Having a limited fund, I don't hold this against him. Outside of voice acting, Jeff basically worked on every other aspect of this film on his own. Writer, director, producer, animator. I'm willing to let voice acting slide here. After that, there's the dialogue. Like I said, there's definitely a corny vibe to the movie, but I'm pretty sure it was deliberate. Killer Bean himself spoke like some kind of cocky asshole who was full of himself. Ooh, I'm the badass, and I don't give a damn about you. Don't you dare cross me, or I'll murder your ass. In the light of satire, it's acceptable, though I audibly groaned at some of the lines in this movie. Then there's the editing. Being the one-man team that Jeff was, I was concerned that the editing was going to be pretty rough. But this guy's a pro. The visuals and sound effects were just fine. I mean, yeah, they could improve on a couple of things, but all things considered, the editing could have been much worse. I've seen studios with more workers and bigger budgets do a worse job. And finally, there's the animation. This is easily the most impressive part about the film. If it wasn't a studio, I'd be a bit more critical about it. But this was done by one guy, and that blows my mind. You can see the effort he put into the film and how he did not cut corners, which I could imagine was very tempting. When you take into account the equipment, budget, and the time he had at his disposal, Jeff truly did a great job, and all for the sake of creating something he felt passionate about. According to him, he said he wanted to streamline the animation process, which is why all of the characters are essentially the same model. He also used motion tracking, which you can very much so see in the film. Look at those ragdoll mechanics. Alright, so how would I improve the film? You know, I'm pretty sure that Jeff knows what parts could be improved, but he did not have the time or resources for it. Like, if he had a larger budget, better equipment, and a team at his command, Killer Bean could have been a theatrical release, or maybe at least something on video. But thanks to the internet, he was able to get his vision out there for millions of people to see. So yeah, good work, Jeff. I hope to see more of your content in the future. Just cut back on the corny lines.
Sorry, it was a double flusher.
Speaking of sharpening your abilities as an artist, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yeah, that's a pretty relevant topic, right? Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering tons of topics. This includes illustration, creative writing, and even animation. With a premium membership, you can get access to high-quality classes from experts in their fields. Honestly, it's a great way to learn a thing or two without having to spend a ton of money for in-person classes. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, and it's super accessible too. Since we're talking about animation, I recommend the class Hand Lettering in Motion by Jake Bartlett. I've recommended him before with his animating with ease in After Effects. The guy definitely knows what he's doing, and his classes are a great place to start for people who want to sharpen their skills. And if you hit up the link in the description, you'll get a 2-month free trial and can go check out things for yourself. Get your start on Skillshare today.